I've decided to put together a couple videos since I've been getting a couple questions as of late. I've had a bunch of people reaching out asking, "Hey, I'm thinking about going to Thailand. I'm thinking about coming to over there. What do you guys recommend? What should we look at? What should we see? How does it work?" And so I thought about putting together a video just because I'm lazy and I didn't want to have to repeat myself. So. This is going to be at least one or maybe a couple videos just based on our opinion. Aaron, Reagan, and I, for those of you that don't know, we moved here last June from the United States, and we've been in country for about 9 months, living here permanently. And this is kind of our opinion. Everybody's going to have their own different take of what their preferences are and things like that. This is our opinion. You might have a differing opinion or some different thoughts, and that's great. But this is just the stuff that we have that I would recommend to someone just to help them out. Apologize about the noise. I'm cooking dinner, so if you want to see more professionalism, go watch a more professional YouTuber. Anyway, with that being said, I put together a list of apps that we found beneficial, that helped us out a lot, and would recommend anyone coming in, and there's Reagan, anybody coming into the country should download and take a look at and have handy on their phone. So with that being said, here's the apps.
So the first app we need to talk about is Grab. Grab by far is the most used app that we have here in Thailand by me and my family. Grab is like Uber. Think of it like that. So Uber, one, they'll pick you up wherever you are and take you wherever you need to go. But it also has a component of having like Uber Eats. So when you're figuring out Thailand or your belly's not treating you right because you're adjusting to Thai cuisine, this gives you the access to get food from anywhere in your area delivered directly to your door. You can put a credit card down on the account. It's safe. It works. And literally, you can even tip on the account if you choose to tip. But that's the most used app by us here in Thailand is Grab. We literally use it every day. We cook very little because it's so cost effective to order food out. The next one is Bolt. If Grab is like Uber, Bolt is like Lyft. They don't have the food component. They are a less expensive option normally than Grab. We normally have them both. If for some reason we can't get a car on Grab, we'll try on Bolt. And one or the other, normally we'll get picked up pretty quick. We live outside the city center, so sometimes it does take a bit longer for us. The next major app you have is Google Translate. Everybody knows this one. To be able to use the photo and take a picture of words on menus or signs and know what it's saying, very beneficial here. It does the talk to text as well, but it's not always the best translations. But Google Translate is a must-have on your phone. Google Maps, got to know where you're going. I've looked at different apps for this. Google Maps still is the best product out there for finding your way around. Currency converter. You need to have, I have this one that I found on in the App Store, on Apple App Store there a while back, and it's been very effective. It's just you put in, hey, what is this in US dollars versus today's exchange rate in Thai baht. Simple, easy, nice to have on your phone. The next app is VPN, Virtual Private Network. This is useful for if you're trying to access any of your American apps, or not everything is accessible in every country. So sometimes I need to set my VPN as if I'm in the United States so I can access some of my banking apps or other things and get through it. Plus it secures your phone or your device that you're using to kind of hide your information. The next one is not a necessity, but it is worthwhile having. It's if you're staying here for any type of extended period, this is the app to the immigration division. It gives you the ability to set up appointments to go in and get your visa stuff taken care of. The next one is AIS. AIS is a phone company. And I'll talk about when you arrive, the things to do. One is you go right to AIS. That's one of the first stops you make. Get a SIM card, get an unlimited data pack. This just allows you to view all your stuff on AIS and see what your account's doing. Super Rich, there's a million places to change Thai currency. The best one that I've found and I've heard anyone talk about has always been Super Rich. They always have the best currency conversion rates. It allows you to see, they've got a slightly higher price at their corporate office, but then they've got a bunch of satellites all over the touristy areas and easy to get to. And, you have to have your passport when you change currency. If you're from the U.S., the best bill to bring is fresh, crisp $100 bills, as uncirculated as possible. You want those new bills, and they'll change them out no problem. If the bill has writing on it or is kind of weathered, they might not accept it, and they'll just hand it back to you and say, sorry, we can't take this one. If you do have smaller bills, generally speaking, they don't offer as good of exchange rate. The Thai currency exchange generally trades better with the $100 notes. The next one, these are apps that I was not real familiar with until coming to Southeast Asia. Line and WhatsApp, I'm going to talk about them both at the same time. These are both communication apps here in Thailand. Instead of texting, everyone uses either Line or WhatsApp. Mostly Line currently, it seems. But you need to have these two because you're going to run into places that utilize these. It's worthwhile to set up an account and be ready to be able to communicate via these two platforms. I'm still not real good at using them. We've been here long enough, but like I said, all of the locals and all the people in the area seem to stick to Line and WhatsApp over texting and things of that nature. The next app is the Tourist Police app. This is one you want to have on there and hopefully never need it. It's something that's useful. You're in a foreign country. The native language here is not English, so you need to be ready to be able to communicate with people if bad things happen. And what this app is it's a direct line to the Thai authorities, and it's their tourism branch. And so these people are able to speak in English, and literally you can access them right through the app, and they can dispatch right to your location and everything else. It's a good app to have. It's a good app that hopefully you never need, but it's a smart thing to have on your phone while traveling abroad. The next couple apps are about travel and then Facebook, and I'll talk about the travel first. Finding a place to stay in Thailand, you can get some stuff on Expedia and all those, but the best app for finding a hotel, generally speaking, here in Thailand is Agoda. Agoda is a lot like your Expedia apps, and it gives you the accessibility to find a hotel and things. It's hands down the best app to find housing for a night or two, and the best rates that you're going to find are normally going to be on Agoda. The other app, if you're staying slightly longer or looking to just find a secondary app, Airbnb offers a lot of accommodations as well. That gets you into more condos. Generally speaking, they don't do as many short-term rentals, but many of them do. I think technically it's illegal for a lot of them if they don't have a hotel license, but they still do it anyways, and you can generally rent right on Airbnb. Now, if you are staying long-term and you're looking to extend your visa and you're staying in an Airbnb, there is the possibility you may have a problem getting a TM30. Be aware of that. If you're doing that, you may need to go stay in a Holiday Inn or something for a night or two to get a TM30 to be able to extend your visa. So keep that in mind. Skyscanner, I've used this for years in the US and everywhere else, and it seems to work really well here, and a lot of people use it here as well. I use Skyscanner to look for flights. Generally, I just use this as a compass to find flights in the area, and then I'll go directly to the website of the company once I find, okay, hey, Thai Airways has a flight at this time from this airport to this airport, and I'll go book directly on Thai Airways or British Airways or whatever carrier I'm using. So that's what Skyscanner I use that for. And another huge one is Facebook. The internet is not used here like we use the internet in the United States. It's far behind the times. So most companies here do not have a website. Instead, they'll utilize a Facebook site for their information. What we would normally use a website for in the US, they use Facebook for. So there's some differences and nuances in how people post information. And so a lot of businesses and things of that nature, instead of looking them up and Google searching them, you're going to want to look them up on Facebook instead. Now, there are a lot of Facebook groups that talk about different things in the Thai area. I need to warn you, there are a lot of miserable people that are expats here in Thailand. And if you start looking at these expat groups or things of that nature, you're going to find a lot of miserable trolls that just aren't happy with life. And buyer beware. If you post something on there, you'll potentially get some great feedback, but you're going to get a lot of negative feedback as well. A lot of the people that post on these expat groups, I don't know, they've lost all fun in their lives, I guess. But just so you know, these are the apps that we use, and I'll be right back to talk about what to do when you land and where should I stay in Bangkok specifically. If you're flying into Bangkok International or BKK, Savannabhumi Airport, which is all the same place I'm talking about. If you're flying into that airport, I'm going to talk about where to stay and where to be in Thailand, in Bangkok specifically. If you're going other places, these apps, most of them are applicable. But if you get down into some of the islands, you're not going to have the access to get Grab or Bolt or those types of things. There might not be a super rich, but you're still going to use your Google Translate, Google Maps, currency converter, and the rest of these are all pretty much applicable. Just getting around locally, you might not use Grab or Bolt. The next big question you might have is, where should I stay? I put up a map here just to show you my recommendation. Again, this is a preference thing, but just some tips that we've figured out. The best spot for most tourists to be is right along the yellow line I put on there. What that is, that's right on the BTS line between Terminal 21 and MBK Mall, or between those two. Essentially, you're right in the middle of the tourism district, and you're going to have more English-speaking people. You're going to have a lot more access to amenities that you're going to be familiar with. Now, if you're not interested in staying right in that area, that's fine. The one recommendation that holds constant is the closer you can be to a train station, the better off you're going to be. The reason why, in the heart of downtown, you're going to want to access the trains more than anything. And to get around those, your best bet is to be right next to those stations. The goal in Bangkok is to try and be lazy. Now, I say try because it's not possible. So the reason you want to be close to those train stations is you're going to have 10, 20, 30,000 steps in a day without trying. And at the end of the day, and your feet are screaming at you, if you get off the train and you're looking, I've got to walk another kilometer to my hotel or condo, that's not as much fun. So staying right in that area, that's the ticket. Last time when we just came back into Bangkok, we stayed in Siloam, which is in the lower left corner. You can see the little bag there. That's where we stayed last time. Siloam is the business district, nice and quiet. We stayed about 100 meters off the BTS. It was perfect location, easy to get to. The reason you also want that train is that's going to be able to get you down to the Chao Phraya River. It's also going to get you to all the malls you want to see in a lot of the different places. Lumpini Park there, you're definitely going to walk around that place. Essentially, that's where you walk around and there's 6-foot lizards, monitor lizards, just lounging in the sun. It's like going into Jurassic Park. But right in that area, down that line, down the BTS line. But if you're not going to be there, just make sure you're as close as humanly possible to a train station. Let it be BTS, let it be MRT, let it be the airport rail link. You know, there's 3 different types of trains here, 4 if you count just a general ground train. But with that being said, those are the places you want to be. I highly recommend somewhere between Terminal 21, though, and MBK. So if you Google those 2 places and kind of look down that stretch, that's what you want to go for. So now we've talked about what apps do I need, where do I want to book a room at. Last but not least, the big one is we've landed. I walk through immigration. What do I do? Here's the thing. The first thing you want to do is get your phone hooked up so you can use Google Maps and things of that nature. Normally, there's DTAC, there's AIS, there's a couple other there's phone carriers, and they're going to have kiosks all over the mall or all over the airport there. And if you ask anyone in Thailand, majority of them are going to tell you AIS is the best vendor there. Stop right into the AIS vendor, buy yourself a SIM card. They'll put it in your phone, get it all connected for you, get you set up on an unlimited plan, you know, for the week, the month, whatever. People will tell you, oh, well, you could get it cheaper if you went to one of the malls instead and waited. And could you get it cheaper? Sure. You could. But if you're just going to be here short term, you're talking not a huge savings. And remember that. There's going to be a lot of people giving you advice that, hey, you could save 100 baht doing that. You know, okay, well, that's $3. I'm all for saving $3, but in the scheme of things, your comfort and your time's worth something. So you pay the extra $3 or whatever and go that way. So step 1, go right to AIS. And that's going to be on the 2nd floor, right where the baggage claims are, just down from there. AIS, go there and get your cell phone, get yourself hooked up. Now, okay, I've got my cell phone. I'm here. I've got a stack of $100 bills. I don't have any Thai baht. Now what? Now I need money. There's a bunch of currency exchange places. They're all garbage. Like I said, Super Rich is your best bet. And the best place to do that is if you follow the signs for this airport rail link. Follow those signs. They'll lead you to the basement of the airport. And there you're going to find a lot of currency exchange places. Look at the Super Rich rate for some of their shops. Look there. There is a Super Rich in the basement. You can find that. Check their rate. Change out your money. You don't have to change it all. Whenever you exchange money in Thailand as a foreigner, you're going to need your passport. So go ahead and pull that out, change over your money, and you're good to go. Now, I've got money, I've got a cell phone, I got to find my way to my hotel. There's a couple different ways. You can either go back up a floor, walk out, talk to the taxi guys, get in a taxi, and you might play a little bit of a game of how much is it going to cost me. Just talk to the guy and say, hey, how much is it going to cost me to get to here? You can, if you knew a little bit of Thai, you can make sure, hey, put me on the meter. It'd be cheaper, but the Thai taxi drivers like to play games. Worst case scenario, it should never cost you more than, I don't know. I think when we moved here, I paid the guy 1,000 baht with tip to get my wife, my dog, my daughter, all of our luggage to the hotel. I just told him, look, I'll pay you 1,000 baht, which is $30. He's like, done. He was excited about it. But if you just change money and you're not carrying a ton of luggage, you're right outside the airport railing. So keep in mind, I go to Thai language school. It's about 10 kilometers from where I live. I've had that trip driving take me over 2 hours. When you're getting in a cab, depending on what time of the day, what the traffic's like, are you taking toll roads? There's a lot of variables there that you never know what you're going to get. And so if you don't have a ton of luggage and you're able to, jump on the airport railing. Literally, if you get on at the airport and you're staying right off the BTS line like I recommended, you're going to stay on the airport railing till it dead ends. You get off there, you follow it to the BTS. You know, you've got two directions, north and south. You jump on the southbound train, it's going to take you right into that section that I was just recommending. So it's easier to get there that way. It'll take you about a half hour, maybe 45 minutes tops. It's as fast, if not faster, than jumping in about any cab. So that being said, there's a couple different ways to get around. And then once you're here, the last thing I recommend is, I forgot to talk about this on where to be, is you always want to be within tight proximity of a 7-Eleven. Isn't hard to do here. They're everywhere. But you're going to go into a 7-Eleven every day while you're here. And you're going to hear that and be like, that's crazy. Well, why would I go into a 7-Eleven every day? For everything. You'll go into 7-Eleven to change money because I've got 1,000 baht note, which is like $30. And most vendors won't have change for that. So you need 100 baht notes. So you go in and you buy a 10 baht water and get 990 baht back in change. You're going to do that. You're going to have a coffee at 7-Eleven if you don't see a vendor readily available. Or in a pinch, even get a toasty. And if you don't know what a toasty is, don't worry. Before you leave, you'll know. It's a little ham and cheese sandwich that they cook in a little pita press right at the front of the place. It's like 30 baht. If you're hungry and you just need something quick, nothing better than a toasty. Don't eat them very often, but they're always there if you need them. Anyway, with that, Thai people, there's some things to go over, thoughts about that, and I'll just try and quick wrap this video up and get this out so you guys can use it. You're going to hear a lot, or if you watch some YouTube videos about coming to Thailand, you'll hear a lot of talking about people going with the flow and being pliable. And I was like, okay, that sounds pretty easy until I got here, and then I understood what that meant. It means everything that you plan is going to break. Know that if you're not on a strict timetable, let it go. It'll always work itself out here. You might have to throw, 30, 40 bucks at a problem to get a hotel room for a night and then jump on the next train the next day. So be it. It's no big deal. And the Thai people are big on saving face, which means they don't raise voices. They rarely raise voices to each other. And you're not to do that either. And it's always be kind. The only time you're going to see that or experience that is generally if other foreigners are involved. What else? It's a conservative culture for the most part. Unless you're in Pattaya or some of the islands, you go down to the beach, you're going to see people in full rash guards and in shorts. And you know, once you get to the islands or Pattaya, then it's, you know, flossing time. But trying to think of anything else I can think of. But if I do, I'll throw in another video and put it out to everybody. Otherwise, hey, it's a beautiful place. We love it here. Come check it out, enjoy it, and if you like what you see, let me know. I'm just curious. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Every morning.